Coming up on News 11, Fredonia Sr. makes his national debut on NBC's The Voice. The United States military launches an attack on Iran, and the SAG Awards took place over the weekend. All this and more, News 11 starts right now. Good evening and welcome back to News 11. I'm Julia Skiba.
And I'm Ryan Fink.
We have a lot of exciting stories to cover, so let's get started with your local news. SUNY Fredonia music arts senior Lucas West was going about his day on campus last March when he received a life-changing phone call. West was sitting in his car when he was asked over the phone to be on The Voice for season 29, the currently airing season. West began his audition journey in a Mason Hall practice room, recording a performance of New York State of Mind by Billy Joel. He credits his experience singing the national anthem for the Buffalo Bills as great exposure to performing in high-pressure environments. He explained channeling that same energy when he appeared on national television for his blind audition. West was honored to get a chair turn from Adam Levine as well as John Legend, and ultimately chose Legend to be his coach. The music student also gives high praise to the faculty and staff at Fredonia's School of Music, who have helped him grow as an artist and supported him. He has had many opportunities to play piano, trombone, and sing in ensembles, all while getting coached by his professors. Tune in to NBC's The Voice on Monday nights to watch Lucas West on the national stage.
February 28th marks the one-year anniversary of Fredonia track and field athlete Jacob Wynn's medical emergency at the Nazareth University meet last year. Track star Fredonia's Jacob Wynn survived 41 minutes without a stable heartbeat last February 21st, 2025, after experiencing a cardiac arrest at the meet. He spent 32 days in the Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester recovering after this incident. As a precautionary measure, Jacob received an implantable cardioverter defibrillator surgery after a setback at the hospital entailing his body freezing and his temperature dropping rapidly. Once he became stable again, his mother and him agreed to get the surgery for the betterment of his overall health and well-being. His teammates, staff, and coaches at Fredonia never stopped supporting him throughout his time healing. While still in the hospital, Fredonia Vice President for Student Affairs Tracy Stender visited Jacob with a shirt with #WinStrong on the back and a card signed by Jacob's classmates and friends reading, quote, "Get well soon, Jake, #FredStrong," end quote. Jacob said in regard to the gifts, quote, "I didn't know the school was rooting for me. I didn't know people I never met cared," end quote. Jacob finally released from Strong Memorial Hospital March 24th, 2025. Once he returned home, Jacob was met with challenges of his new day-to-day life. As a student athlete with a tight schedule, he was used to the fast-paced lifestyle of running track and being a college student. He noted he found his time during his semester-long medical leave from Fredonia boring and at times lonely. During his recovery period, he decided to surprise his team at practice alongside his father. He was met with countless careful hugs and nothing but love from his fellow runners. Jacob reported that, quote, "It felt like home," end quote, when he returned to visit the practice. Later in May, Jacob decided to attend the student-athlete end-of-the-year ceremony called the Freddies after his team and coaches expressed the importance of his attendance to him. Jacob ended up winning the Blue Devil Believer Award at the ceremony. Later on that spring, Jacob also won the SUNYAC Award of Valor. These trophies celebrate more than just achievement, but the resistance of an incredible human being, beating the odds and persevering through certainty. Currently, Jacob is finishing off his degree back at Fredonia, taking over 20 credits. He looks forward to becoming a sports psychiatrist in the future to help other athletes process loss and trauma through hardship. It brings great joy to all of the students and staff here at Fredonia knowing that Jacob Wynn is back thriving, healthy, happy, and ready to take on his senior year.
Fredonia's Darwin R. Barker Library is now hosting a new art exhibition called Visions of the National Parks and Beyond 2. The art displayed in this exhibition was previously shown at an art gallery in Warren, Pennsylvania. The main focus of the artwork is to take viewers through a journey of discovery, wonder, and contemplation of our national parks. The exhibit features more than 20 works representing 6 acclaimed regional artists, including Thomas Annear, Wendy Bale, Angela Cayley, James Hoggard, and Tom Janik and Thomas Paquette. You can enjoy the exhibit today at the Barker Library in Fredonia.
This past weekend, an unidentified man fell through the ice pond in Chautauqua County. The Portland and Brockton fire departments were dispatched to handle the rescue. Because of the technical precision needed for water rescues, the Chautauqua County Emergency Fire Team was also dispatched around 12:18 p.m. The teams were able to pull him to shore and transport him to a local hospital for treatment. The Fredonia Fire Department shared their pride in the water crisis team and their leadership in this rescue. The Sheriff's Office would also like to remind civilians to be cautious with frozen bodies of water and wear flotation devices when venturing onto them.
3 local Silver Creek students made a large impact in their athletics department, where 3 flags were raised in their school's gym. The flag raised were the Seneca Nation flag, Haudenosaunee flag, and Every Child Matters flag. Students Haley Ridgib, Amir Warrior, and Skyla Gates completed their seal of civic readiness by running a student-led initiative to honor Indigenous communities and Seneca athletes at Silver Creek. Amanda Warrior saying on their thought process, quote, "More importantly, we wanted to add one in the gym for Indigenous athletes who may have also thought to themselves, why don't we have our flag in the gym? Speaking for myself, I know I always wonder why we didn't have one," end quote. The students began their project back in the beginning of the 2024-2025 school year with 2 parts, a remembrance walk on Every Child Matters Day and raising flags in the gym. The walk was held back in October, and they invited community members, including their own family, to portray the local impact of residential schools. The school community also showed up in orange t-shirts for the day, donated by the Seneca Nation president and council members. Seneca Nation council members attended the event of the raising of the flags, with Jonathan D. Williams saying on the event, quote, "For me, this is special to my heart being an alumni here. Growing up here in Silver Creek has always been close to my heart. The people I met here, the teachers, life just flies by. What these girls are doing today, I had the same questions when I was here. I'm glad these ladies got it done," end quote. And this hard work doesn't stop for these 3 girls here. As they continue on, they are working on their Seal of Biliteracy projects, helping to support learning Seneca and enhancing their community even more.
A man from Jamestown is facing 25 to life in prison. The 25-year-old Michael Burham is already behind bars for kidnapping an elderly couple and will be there longer for a murder he committed 3 years ago. He pled guilty to the murder in January for shooting a woman in 2023. That woman, named Kayla Hodgkin, accused Burham of forcibly raping her 2 months before he shot her. He shot her to death in her home with her 3 children present. After he shot her, he set a vehicle ablaze and fled to Pennsylvania. While in Pennsylvania, he kidnapped a couple in Sheffield and went to South Carolina, where he was eventually captured. He was brought back to New York and detained before escaping and being recaptured after a 10-day manhunt. This brings us to Monday of this week, where Chautauqua County Court Judge David Foley sentenced Burham to 25 years to life in prison.
3 cats were abandoned in early February at the Chautauqua County Humane Society, with 2 of the cats now ready for adoption. An arrest can be made in connection with the abandonment. The cats were found by staff members on February 9th, just having the facility right after it closed. When staff member Myla Rodriguez noticed a box and backpack sitting by the rear entrance of the facility. Upon investigating, Rodriguez saw that there were 2 cats inside the box, taped shut, and the 3rd one found in a backpack so small it was like the cat was being folded. Jane Babinski, executive director of the Humane Society, stated a car had pulled up right around the time of their drop-off, and a man and woman exiting the vehicle abandoned the animals. This footage was then sent to animal cruelty officer Joel Walsh, where she was able to identify the woman based on the make of car and license plate. The woman was allegedly identified as Tina Holland and stated the cats belonged to her daughter, who had just been evicted. She was unable to surrender as the animals left. Walsh chose to pursue charges against Holland, issuing an appearance ticket for the town of Ellicott Court. Their two are now available for adoption, with the third cat still needing a little more time before being able to be adopted.
The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, or DEC, announced that the 2026 iBird New York Challenge is underway. This challenge encourages citizens of New York to learn about bird life and identify the wide array of birds we have in the state. The commissioner of the DEC, Amanda Lefton, said, quote, "Whether you are an expert birder or birding for the first time, the iBird NY program offers opportunities to experience birds and the diverse habitats they call home," end quote. New York State has many opportunities to experience birds in different habitats, ranging support for more than 450 different bird species. The challenge encourages people to observe birds in neighborhoods or local parks to partake. The iBird NY program was launched in 2017 to help the state increase access to the vast number of natural resources New York has to offer and to encourage people to enjoy the outside and connect with nature in a low-costing way. The challenge will run from March 1st to November 1st and is a fun activity for all ages. Challenge sheets can be submitted online and entries should be submitted by November 18th, 2026. Finishers are awarded iBird NY Challenge patches and certificates, and if you participate in the challenge, you can be eligible to win birding-related prizes. And when we return, we will have your national stories. We'll be right back.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
3 people have died in a shooting in Austin, Texas. 2 people named Ryder Harrington and Savitha Shan died at the scene, while one, George Peterson, died on Monday as a result of his injuries. No motive has been confirmed, and the suspect was fatally shot by the police. Investigators are currently looking into the motive of the assailant, but no concrete motive has been found. Governor Greg Abbott has condemned the attack and directed law enforcement to increase patrols on weeks on 6th Street, the location of the shooting. Governor Abbott also said of the shooting, quote, "This act of violence will not define us, nor will it shake the resolve of Texans," end quote.
Last Thursday, 2 transgender men sued the state of Kansas over a new law that invalidates their driver's licenses, arguing that the new law is dehumanizing. The law bars any sex listing on driver's licenses and birth certificates other than the one assigned at birth and invalidates existing records that don't comply. The men argue that it violates rights to privacy, personal autonomy, and due legal process guaranteed by the Kansas State Constitution. The men are also challenging the state's recent policy of barring transgender people from using public restrooms associated with their gender identities. The men are asking Catherine Thyssen, Douglas County's district judge, to block the law, which also invalidated about 1,800 transgender people's birth certificates. The state has started notifying transgender people by mail that their licenses are invalid, and they must get new ones immediately. At least 8 other states don't allow transgender people to change one or both documents, but only Kansas has invalidated documents that were previously changed.
For the first time in United States history, several of the country's founding documents will be traveling to multiple cities in their own jet in honor of the nation's founding. Known as the Freedom Plane, which took off on Monday from Washington National Airport, is making its first stop in Kansas City, Missouri. The documents will travel to 8 cities through August. The documents included are an original engraving of the Declaration of Independence, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and Aaron Burr's oaths of allegiance, and the Treaty of Paris, which ended the American Revolution. The Freedom Plane is a Boeing 737-7BC aircraft manufactured in the year 2000 and owned by Boeing, who has partnered with the National Archives for this tour. The plan is a modernized homage to the Freedom Train of 1976, which took the founding documents on tour around the country for the bicentennial. The 737 family of airplanes has carried more than 30 million passengers, but has never carried documents like these. The other cities included on the documents tour include Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, California, Houston, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Miami, Florida, Dearborn, Michigan, and Seattle, Washington.
On Monday, March 2nd, a United Airlines flight was forced to have an emergency landing right after takeoff. United Flight 2127 from Los Angeles Airport to Newark International Airport was forced to turn back to LAX due to an engine fire. The aircraft was carrying 256 travelers and 12 crew members, all of whom were forced to quickly evacuate the plane via mobile stairs and slides. Thankfully, no one was injured, and a second plane was dispatched to deliver the passengers and crew safely to their destination.
Strange events and occurrences are simply an everyday occurrence in Las Vegas, but one such sighting has been captivating residents for months. Since November, Sam the Toucan has frequently graced the skies over Nevada's Sin City. After extensive efforts by experts and enthusiasts who were concerned for the exotic bird's health, Sam was finally captured when he flew into an open garage. SkyMarsh president and co-founder of the Southwest Exotic Avian Rescue in Henderson, Nevada, said, quote, "We've all just been so worried about him. It's a relief. The little stinker decided it was time for help and flew into someone's garage," end quote. The homeowners said that they knew who Sam was and shut the garage door so that he couldn't escape. A rescue group then came to take him to a local veterinarian who said he seemed okay besides some dehydrated skin and a chip off his beak. Sky said that the rescue group put out healthier toucan food in order to get Sam into a cage and that his poop began to look healthier leading up to his rescue. Sam the toucan will be in quarantine at a staff member's house for 30 to 45 days to make sure he doesn't have bird flu, which could potentially spread to other birds at the rescue. News 11 has reached out to Fruit Loops mascot Toucan Sam for a comment, but has not received a response.
Paramount Plus and HBO Max are set to become one single streaming platform, says CEO David Ellison. This comes after Paramount's recent victory in the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery, which they also acquired CNN. Across both platforms, there are over 200 million subscribers, and with the merger, that figure is predicted to shrink under a combined service. Though a new name for this streaming service is not announced as of yet, it will almost certainly result in a rebrand for Warner Brothers Discovery. And when we return, Zach Baer returns and joins us for our sports update, and we'll have your first look at the weather. We'll be right back.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
There wasn't.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Bear, who will be giving us our weekly sports update. So what's going on in sports, Zach?
Thanks, Jules. This past Saturday, the women's and men's swimming and diving team wrapped up their season at the SUNYAC Championship meet. Leah Marsh scored 386.55, landing her in third place. Lily Phillips also scored third place finish with a time of 219.80. The men's 400 freestyle relay finished with a time of 3 minutes and 33.91 seconds. Spring sports has officially started. The women's lacrosse team plays at home this Saturday at 1 p.m. against Nazareth University. And now I'll toss it back to Jules for our weather forecast. What do you have for us, Jules?
Thank you, Zach. So today we saw a warm spring day with a high of 45 degrees with some clouds in the morning, but as we headed into the evening, we saw nothing but clear skies and sun. As we head into the night, we will drop down to a low of 37 degrees with a 22% chance of some showers. Tomorrow, we will continue to see that warm weather with a high of 46 degrees. We will see cloudy skies throughout the day with an 85% chance of rain. And at night, we will continue to see that rain as we drop down to a low of 39 degrees. We will continue to see our weekend warm up, so stay tuned for the weekend forecast. And when we return, we will have your international headlines. We'll be right back.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
President of France Emmanuel Macron announced on Monday that he intends to increase France's arsenal of nuclear weapons. The country currently has under 300 units, and this would be the first time they increased this number since 1992. Macron wants to make it clear that France has enough military power to be very destructive, as President Trump threatens the safety of many European and Middle Eastern countries. With increasing tensions, European nations in NATO fear that if they were to come under attack, they would not be protected by American nuclear powers, as previously agreed. Therefore, France, as the only existing nuclear power in the EU, would like to keep themselves and their allies protected using their own threat of force. Initial talks have already been had between Macron and the German Chancellor about German planes carrying French nuclear weapons, as well as talks between France and the UK about coordinating their nuclear forces.
After negotiations with Iran collapsed last Saturday, Israel and the United States began a coordinated attack on Iran. Attacks began after the Trump administration had continually warned that Iran has or will develop nuclear capabilities. Trump authorized strikes to Iran after the U.S. received intelligence that Iran planned to launch missiles preemptively. The strike started at about 1:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, February 28th. An hour after the attacks, President Trump released an 8-minute video stating that these strikes were a regime change. As of now, the U.S. and Israel have killed the leader of Iran. On all sides, 555 people have been killed in Iran since the strikes began on Saturday. The U.S. has also sunk 9 Iranian Navy ships, and Iran's naval headquarters suffered a huge attack. As a result of these attacks on Iran, U.S. allies Germany, Britain, and France have agreed to work with the U.S. to respond to Iran's missile attacks. Britain has accepted a request by the U.S. to use its military bases for operations against the Iranian missile strikes. According to President Trump on Sunday, the war may last 4 to 5 weeks. However, the conflict has expanded outside of just the U.S., Israel, and Iran. Israel, along with the Operation Iran, has begun launching attacks on Lebanon, killing 31 and injuring more than 140 people, according to CNN. As of March 2nd, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has held a conference about the war in Iran. He stated that the war in Iran will not be, quote, endless, end quote, and that the goal of this conflict was not a regime change. We are already seeing the effects of this conflict to the economy, as prices for oil has risen sharply and stocks have dropped at the opening bell in New York City due to the conflict. Travel to the Middle East has been halted as well. President Trump has stated that he still wants to negotiate with Iran, but Iran's top national security official, Ali Larijani, said that, quote, will not negotiate with the United States, end quote. Iran has sent some of the largest missile barrages towards Israel and U.S. military bases, with additional missiles being launched from Iran. This conflict, which has been both described as a conflict and a war by many sources, is very new. Even with this conflict being 4 days old, it has expanded to several countries and has influenced the world stage.
The United States military revealed in a statement that 3 U.S. fighter jets crashed in Kuwait due to a, quote, apparent friendly fire and incident, end quote. U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM, released a statement on Monday that said, quote, at 11:03 p.m. Eastern Time, March 1st, 3 United States F-15E Strike Eagles flying in support of Operation Epic Fury went down in Kuwait due to an apparent friendly fire incident, end quote. Operation Epic Fury is the military's name for the operation carried out against Iran over the weekend. The statement went on to say that the jets were mistakenly shot down by Kuwaiti air defenses during active combat, which included attacks from Iranian aircraft drones and ballistic missiles. All 6 crew members ejected and have been recovered safely. Early Monday morning, Kuwait's defense ministry said that several U.S. fighters had crashed but did not specify how many or what happened. After the incident, several videos circulated the internet, including multiple showing a jet on fire and falling out of the sky in a tailspin. Other videos show pilots ejecting and one pilot on the ground with a parachute and a cloud of black smoke in the background. CENTCOM said that the incident is under investigation and that more information will be released as it becomes available. And after the break, a look at the 2026 Actor Awards, claims of a secret marriage between Tom Holland and Zendaya, and public discourse over Jim Carrey's face. We'll be right back.
We've been down there. You gotta do the same. Post office, all you do is sign. So don't get nervous. Sign your name. For selective service, it takes no time. Just sign on the line at the post office. For selective service.
Hey guys, if you're about to turn 18, you've got to register with Selective Service. It's simple. Just go down to the post office, fill out a card, and turn it in. That's all there is to it. There's no draft now. You're just adding your name to Selective Service's list in case there's a national emergency.
So if you're 18 now, Selective Service, you gotta get down to the post office.
Register with Selective Service. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the law.
Takes no time. Just sign on the line at the post office. Selective Service.
This past Sunday, the 2026 Actor Awards, formerly known as the SAG Awards, held its annual ceremony. The highlights of the evening included Michael B. Jordan winning for his double-duty role as twin brothers in the vampire film Sinners. The award he received was for outstanding performance by a male actor in a leading role. Sinners followed up with winning an ensemble award, which was accepted by supporting actor nominee Delroy Lindo. Apple TV's television series The Studio took the stage by storm with 5 nods to Seth Rogen, Kathryn Hahn, Ike Barinholtz, and the forever missed Catherine O'Hara. Rogen ended up accepting the award for Best Female Actor in Comedy Series for his co-star O'Hara. He remarked while receiving the award, quote, "Something I have been marveling over the last few weeks was her ability to be generous and kind and gracious while never minimizing her own talents and her own ability to contribute to the work that we were doing," end quote. The studio also won for Best Comedy Assembly, and Rogen won for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Comedy Series. Medical TV show The Pitt took home 3 statuettes in the drama category, one of which was Best Ensemble Cast. A Lifetime Achievement Award was also given out to Harrison Ford, star of Indiana Jones and Shrinking. This award was presented by Woody Harrelson. Other motion picture winners include Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role given to Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. Sean Penn won for One Battle After Another as Outstanding Performance of a Male Actor in a Supporting Role. Amy Madigan won Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role for Weapons. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning won for Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Motion Picture. Moving on to remaining television winners, The Pitt won for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble Cast in a Drama Series. Noah Wyle won for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Drama Series for The Pitt. Kerry Russell won Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Drama Series for The Diplomat. Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Television Movie or Limited Series went to Owen Cooper for Adolescence. Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Television Movie or Limited Series went to Michelle Williams for Dying for Sex. To finish off the winners for this year at the Actor Awards, the Outstanding Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Television Movie or Series was given to The Last of Us.
If you've been waiting anxiously about a Tom Holland and Zendaya wedding announcement, the wait is over. The 2 famous actors married in secret, according to Zendaya's stylist Law Roach. Roach was at the 2026 Actor Awards red carpet when media outlets talked about the couple, and he stated, quote, "The wedding has already happened. You missed it," end quote. Zendaya and Tom Holland met on the set of Spider-Man: Homecoming back in 2017, and the chemistry between the two was followed by romantic speculations. It wasn't until 2021 when their relationship was made official from photographs of the couple kissing in Holland's car. The couple have kept their relationship mostly private, with hints here and there that they were still going strong. The couple, known as Tom Daya by their fans, sparked engagement rumors at the 2025 Golden Globes when Zendaya showed up with a diamond ring on her finger. Holland later confirmed he proposed in an interview that same year. Since then, the world has been wondering when the wedding would be, and thanks to Law Roach, we finally have somewhat of a confirmation. Neither Zendaya nor Holland have commented on the statement by Roach yet, but many fans can be hopeful that a Tom Daya wedding has happened, and the couple is very happy together.
Public discourse aroused online when photos and videos of actor Jim Carrey at the César Awards, France's annual film awards, looking fuller and smoother in the face, has flooded the internet over the past weekend. Some eagle-eyed commenters called him unrecognizable, while others made unfounded accusations that it was not Carrey at all, but a lookalike dressed up like him. The actor has been pretty reclusive in recent years, telling Access Hollywood in 2022 that he was fairly serious about retiring from acting before popping back out in public in the 2025 at the UK premiere of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, in which he reprised his role as villain Dr. Robotnik Gregory Collier. General Delegate for the César Awards said in a statement, quote, Jim Carrey's visit has been planned since this summer. From the outset, he was extremely touched by the Academy's invitation. He worked on his speech in French for months, asking me about the exact pronunciation of certain words, end quote. He flatly stated the rumors were a non-issue and continued, quote, he came with his partner, his daughter, his grandson, and 12 close friends and family members. His longtime publicist accompanied him as well. His old friend Mitchell Gondry, who has made a film in 2 series with him, was there, and they were delighted to see each other again, end quote. Thus, putting the rumors to rest. Now we are going to toss it to Ryan one more time for the end of the weekend weather. How's it looking, Ryan?
Thank you, Jules. On Friday, we will have mostly skies, but we'll get up to a high of 49 degrees. In the evening, we may have a slight chance of rain, and we will drop down to a low of 45 degrees. Saturday, we will see it warm up quite a bit with a high of 62 degrees. Throughout the days, we will see cloudy skies with an 83% chance of rain and the potential for some thunderstorms as well. And at night, we will continue to see that rain as we drop down to a low of 39 degrees. And on Sunday, it will cool back down a bit with a high of 47 degrees. We will see partly cloudy skies throughout the day, finally seeing some peaks of sun again. As we head into the night, we will drop down to a low of 42 degrees. And that's all we have for your weather this week.
And that does it for News 11. Thank you to our behind-the-scenes crew. We'll be back next week.
And as always, thank you to everyone watching at home. Have a great night.